Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So I'm kind of having a panic attack right now, but I'm not gonna let that stop me from making my YouTube videos because this news that I'm gonna be talking about is going extremely fucking viral right now. It's the whole situation with Jeffree Star, and he's on the really popular podcast that Tana and Brooke hold called Cancelled Podcast, and it's like a really big deal because I'm gay as fuck, and just like this is all going like straight guys are probably wondering like what the fuck is he talking about, but like listen, I'm a gay twink, this is my shit. Okay, so literally I'm gonna be talking about fucking Jeffree Star because like he was on the for all my OG viewers out there, just know that I haven't forgotten about you guys. Like I'm still gonna be talking about original YouTube drama because that's what my channel was originally for. So just because like I also make League of Legends content videos and video game topics that get more views than this doesn't mean I'm gonna stop talking about this. Okay, so that being said, I'm still with you guys and I still haven't forgotten about you guys, and I appreciate you guys' support. Thank you so much if you're still with me. But anyways, god damn it, we're on a fucking long ass journey, aren't we? But anyways, so fucking Jeffree Star was on the fucking podcast with Tana and Brooke, like I said in the beginning of this intro, and everybody has been waiting for this podcast. Surprisingly, it was like an hour and 40 minutes long. I didn't think it was going to be this long. I honestly thought it was going to be like 50 minutes, to be honest, like the max. So for it to be like an hour and like 40 minutes was fucking crazy. And when this podcast like happened a couple of days ago, it was all over fucking YouTube, basically, like before it even aired, like right now. So actually, I think it came out a day ago, but I just found out that it came out like a day ago from when I'm making this video. So I did watch the whole thing, and I watched so many other gossip channel videos regarding their opinions about this situation as well. And I have to say that the shocking thing most about this interview is how Jeffree is just a mess. Like, it's just sad because like I grew up like I feel like crying, but literally I remember when I was like 14 years old, I was still obviously in the closet because at that time, if you came out as being gay, like I'm a millennial, just so you guys know, but when you came out as like gay at 14 years old, like people would literally like just bully you. There would be a lot of DL straight guys that would like bully you as well, but they secretly had a crush on you. It's just the world is way different before than it is now. Like it's okay to be gay in school now, but like back in the day, it was always okay, but like I was just too scared because I didn't want to like get too much attention drawn to me. Because gay people, they just get attention everywhere you go, especially when you're in like middle school at that time. Like people were just evil back in the day, let's just put it that way. So basically, I would remember like I would be focused on schoolwork, obviously, when I got home from school, like doing homework and stuff like that. But I remember like just what made me go by in life was like sneaking downstairs because I barely had internet at the time. We were using dial-up, I think, but literally I would go on the internet and I would fucking go downstairs in the basement because that's where the computer was, and literally fucking just like this was like late at night. I remember it clearly this day, like fucking it was like before I went to sleep. So like I did all my homework and everything, and then I would just like like at 10 p.m. or like fucking 11 p.m. I would just fucking little me would just fucking go and just like watch Jeffree Star videos in his pink fucking wigs, and he was like out clubbing. He was just like the MySpace days and shit like that. Like he was fucking just a baller, and I would just be so happy. So he would give me like good memories, basically. So when I see him acting like a mess now, first of all, I'm an adult now, so I understand that, when you grow up, you see your celebrities that you once looked up to, and then you no longer have a idolization or a fantasization about them because literally you see all their like evil fucked up ways, and you're like, oh, I was young, I didn't know that that's what he actually meant. So obviously, like, his racist past and just him supporting human sex trafficking, like, he's just not a good person. And as it just hurts me to say that, but I'm an adult now, so I do fight for right over what's wrong. So I'm not a delusional, gullible kid anymore. I'm just saying that I got good memories from him, you know. But basically, yeah, he was just a mess this episode, and I need a drink of water because I'm gonna go fucking all out. Like, I am so sorry, Jeffree Star, if you're watching this video right now. Like, I know you're gonna get mad at me, but it is what it is. Thank God for cold fucking water. Okay, anybody who drinks warm water is like fucking crazy because I cannot drink water if it's warm. I always put it in the fridge or the freezer, and then once it's like ice cold, then I'll drink it, you know? Like, that's what I'm drinking now. It's so fucking good. Anyways, even if it's wintertime, I'll still fucking drink cold water. It's just so much better than fucking regular water. I'm fucking crazy. Anyways, I don't know why I said that, but literally, Jeffree Star, which is being hypocritical in this podcast because literally he goes on and makes fun of James Charles like he always does, and he was saying shit like, oh well, you know, back in the day when James Charles, like, everybody was you know, calling him out for talking to minors even though he didn't fucking know that the fucking guys that he was talking to on fucking Tinder or whatever he was using was actually 16. He thought them that they were 18, and at the time he was only 21, you know? So for an 18-year-old and a 21, you supposed to be talking like in a romantic way. That's fine because obviously 18 is adult, 21 is an adult. That's fine, you know? Even though 16 is the legal age of consent in Canada and most places in the world, it still morally is wrong, you know? So like I said, he didn't know that the guys were 16. They were actually, he thought he was talking to 18-year-olds, but they pretended that they were fucking 18 because they wanted to flirt with James Charles, you know? That's just how straight guys work, and obviously James Charles is not into that because literally he fucking blocked them. So obviously he did nothing wrong, you know? So Jeffree Star being the fucking weird ass, he contradicts himself so much, and he makes no fucking sense because he was saying, remember how like when James and Tati were at the birthday drama dinner, because he fucking like talks about so much fucking drama in this fucking video that happened a couple years ago. But anyways, he was saying that like James obviously hooked up with the 19-year-old. We all know that, but the 19-year-old waiter, and then Jeffree Star was trying to make James Charles seem like a fucking predator, the P word, because the waiter dude was 19. But this was like many, many years ago when that happened. So James, I remember when it actually happened, James was actually only 19 himself. They were literally the same age. I remember that not clear because I honestly thought the waiter dude was hot as fuck as well. So I was like, damn, go James. And at that time, James was only 19 as well because I remember them being the same age, the waiter dude and James Charles himself. So for Jeffree Star to be like, oh, well, the waiter dude was only 19-year-old. He was trying to like make James Charles seem like a fucking pedophile when honestly, James Charles was 19 as well, you know? So there's no way that James could be a fucking predator when he's fucking 19, and the dude that he was flirting with, the waiter dude, was 19 as well, you know? So fuck you, Jeffree Star, for trying to make James Charles look like a predator. If anything, Jeffree Star is the fucking predator because he's like in his like late 30s. I think he's like 39 now. I'm not even fucking sure, but like earlier this year, and I'm not sure if they're still dating or not, but he met this TikTok guy named fucking Jim, fine as fuck, like straight dude, like he's 19 years old, and Jeffree Star is literally, like I said, 39, and they were like fucking making out, they were like hooking up on his TikTok live, like he was flirting with a fucking 19-year-old, and I have no issue with that because literally 19 and it is an adult, you know? So it is what it is, but for Jeffree Star to try to make James Charles seem like the predator when, you know, the waiter dude that James Charles hooked up with was 19 and James was 19 at the time is literally nothing compared to Jeffree Star actually hooking up and dating a TikTok guy named Jim, the 19-year-old TikToker, when he's 39 years old as of now. You know, I'm not sure if they're still together or not, but there's rumors apparently that they broke up. I don't fucking know. But yeah, Jeffree Star, stop being a fucking hypocrite. This is why I say he's fucking messy, because he's just so... he contradicts himself so much. He always wants to, like, you know, but insert himself into, like, drama and people's situation, and then he tries to act like God himself. He's like, well, you didn't do that, right? It's like, look at your past, Jeffree Star. Who are you to fucking play God? Just because you put on, like, a fucking pink-ass wig, you put on all this fucking makeup, you think that you're better than thou? Like, bro, that's not how life works. So... literally, he also talks about Tati Westbrook, and he, like, calls her, like, an old witch or something like that. And I was like, okay, listen, yes, I do agree that Tati is not a good person, but calling someone an old witch is just bullying, age bullying, and that's not cool, Jeffree Star. Like, yeah, Tati Westbrook, I do think that she's, like, a fucking bitch, not gonna lie, but... like I would never make fun of her based off her age. That's just not a good thing to do. So if you hate Tati Westbrook, just say she's a biatch or bitch, whatever. Like it's all good, but don't, go below the belt and just age shame her, because that's not cool. Because Jeffree, you yourself are getting up there in age. You're like pretty damn old, so why are you like, he makes no sense. He's being a contradictor, and that's why I said in the beginning of this video that he just is a hypocrite and he's a contradictor. So basically that's it. And he just talks about a bunch of other drama. He says that a bunch of random shit, like small talk that isn't really big news. So I'm just covering the basic like big news that they discussed in this podcast. But literally, he went on Trisha Paytas's podcast, and I'm just gonna talk about that really fast. Let me just fucking drink some more fucking cold ass water. It's so fucking good. Oh my god. It's so fucking fresh. Okay. So like fucking Trisha Paytas and Jeffree Star, we all know that they were in like a huge amount of like they hated each other, because like fucking 4 to 5 years ago, I think they did like so many collaborations when Jeffree Star was still living in Los Angeles at the time, and we all know Trisha lives in Los Angeles. But I just want to say that I'm pretty sure Jeffree Star was actually born in California, so I get that, but Trisha was not born in fucking California. She's just like a fame artist, so she traveled there from like, I think she was originally from Chicago or something like that. I don't know if I can know, but she like did so many mukbangs with Jeffree Star. They like did vlogs together. They like went on airplanes together, and then obviously shit went down behind closed doors, and then Trisha Paytas, tried to expose Jeffree, saying that he bullied her behind closed doors. And I have to say that as much as I despise Jeffree Star and his hypocrisy and his racism, I 100% against Trisha Paytas versus Jeffree Star. Like, I am on Jeffree Star's side. I'm sorry, because Trisha Paytas to me is just one of the biggest scammers on YouTube. She's just genuinely not a good person. Like, Dixie D'Amelio said it perfectly. I mean, not Dixie, Charlie D'Amelio said it perfectly when Trisha Paytas was just trying to bully her for no fucking reason. Like, she said, just shut up, you're not a good person. Like, just shut up. Like, Trisha Paytas is just so evil. When you see her eyes and she's staring at the camera, it literally looks like The Exorcist is looking at you. This girl plays with people's heartstrings. She scams people, and she's just not a good person. She reminds me of Anna Nicole Smith, because like she takes so many fucking drugs, and like, how Anna Nicole Smith like died from drugs, and she went on like the AMA stage back in the day, and she made a fucking mess of herself. That's how Trisha Paytas is. Like, she takes all these drugs that doesn't make you act normal, because the way that Trisha Paytas acts, nobody acts like that in real life. It's all the fucking drugs that she's taking. And she like I feel like something bad is gonna happen to Trisha Paytas. Like, that's just my psychic intuition, because we all know Anna Nicole Smith, she died from like drug overdoses and shit. And now Trisha Paytas, like, very, very similar. I think that there might be a drug issue with Trisha Paytas, and I also think that there's gonna be a drug issue with like Tana Mongeau and Brooke Schofield and Jeff Wittig as well, or just like a bunch of like pill taking fucking addicts that take like crack and cocaine and Percocets and all those controlled substance drugs. Like, they're just not good people. And yeah, I'm all about sober living, like, there's a reason why rehab exists. Like, just don't do drugs, kids. It's bad for you. Just be sober and you'll make it far in the long run. Like, I'm just so proud of myself for staying sober, because I do, like, back in the day, I used to drink a lot of alcohol and smoke a lot of weed and shit like that. And listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with weed, but like, if you do it like every single day, that's not good. And same thing with alcohol. If you do it every single day, that's not good. Like, it's just good to be sober, because your mindset is just so much more healthier that way, like, maybe like drink or smoke weed, like, I don't give a shit, like, fucking smoke weed, like, as much as you want, just like, don't rely on weed, basically, is what I'm saying, because you're like, just be sober, like, just, I'm all about sober living, let's just put it that way. So, and there's a reason why like homeless people, like crackheads, like go on the streets and stuff like that, and they take people's money, and they'll use it for like cocaine and crack, and especially crack is like the most popular controlled substance or just drug out there in general. It's just like bad for you, and that's why people are like on the streets, literally, because they're addicts, and it just ruins their life. They don't focus on anything else except for that drug. And then like once that drug wears off and they don't like they lose sense of reality. They're not sober anymore. That drug takes over your mind, just like controlled substances, drugs, and then they don't know what to do, and then they become like homeless and shit on the streets. And it's just like, if it weren't for like fame and like YouTube money, like from Trisha Paytas and Tana Mongeau, people who are like pill taking motherfuckers and Jeff Wittek, then I really think that like they would be like homeless. I really do think that. So basically, Jeffree Star and Trisha Paytas are back on the fucking podcast. Trisha's Paytas podcast, because apparently Jeffree Star forgave Trisha, even though he not even that long ago, it was like 4 months ago, where Jeffree Star was on his TikTok live just bashing Trisha Paytas for like the longest time, saying that she made his life miserable. And you guys know what I mean if you see the clips on fucking YouTube or on TikTok, because it was not that long ago, it was 4 months ago, and now they're like buddies again, just because their attention, like Jeffree Star just wants attention. He's like, oh, Trisha Paytas is getting so much popularity on her podcast, and might as well just like quote her, and then get attention to myself. Like, that's why I said he's just so fucking messy. Like, he's just so evil. Like, it's weird because he just like thinks that, oh, him being like super gay and putting like these wigs that have like bright pink hair and like all this makeup on, like an eyeshadow on, that's gonna make him like seem like he's better than that, and he can get into anybody's business and judge his own opinion and just pretend like he's like God, when in reality he's not God. Like, he's the farthest thing from God, basically. Like, he's just a hypocrite, like it just makes no sense that he thinks that just because he wears wigs and makeup that he's better than people. And it's like, shut the fuck up, Jeffree. You're just so fucking weird, and you have no common sense, and you're clearly trolling, and now you want attention again. Like, bro, like, get the fuck out of here. But I will say that him going on Trisha Paytas' podcast is a good thing, because I do think that Jeffree Star is more classier than Trisha Paytas. So I think that, after their interview that they're going to have each other, people are going to see a new light on Trisha Paytas and see the trash that she really is. And so, yeah, maybe Jeffree Star is doing this because of that reason. Maybe he secretly still hates Trisha Paytas. Remember, my username is Psychic Gay Boy Black Hole. I'm fucking psychic. I can predict shit. So maybe he's just going on like Trisha Paytas' podcast, pretending that he wants to be friends with her, but he's gonna like go fucking out on her, and then it's gonna be like a rough one, and people are gonna see like Trisha's true intentions, which is just evil. She's the same thing as Jeffree Star, but like a billion times worse. So Jeffree and Trisha are the same people. It's just Trisha is way more evil than Jeffree, in my opinion. That's all I gotta say to it. So basically, yeah, that's my prediction, is that like after the Trisha and Jeffree interview, people are gonna see Jeffree in a new light, and they're gonna start hitting on Trisha Paytas, because I think that Jeffree Star is secretly there to like fucking, go at Trisha Paytas and call her out for her shitty behavior. But then, he's gonna act all nice and shit with his makeup and stuff, and then Trisha is naturally fake as fuck, and she's like, oh yeah, I forgive you, don't worry about it. And people are just gonna see through Trisha's fakeness. Like, that's my prediction, if that makes sense. So you guys will see what I mean. Anyway, subscribe to my channel when that shit comes out, because you're gonna be like, oh my god, Psychic Gay Boy Black Hole was right. Who's this drama channel? Yes, give me attention, give me views, bitch, I need it. So yeah, subscribe if you want to live a better life, and because literally you won't get screwed over people like Trisha Paytas and popular YouTubers like that. So yeah, any more drama regarding like gay shit, like Jeffree Star, James Charles, I'll definitely be talking about it in the future, or anything else. Love you guys so much. Peace out.